Hello, I'm Janice Vassell, and I'm sharing my story with you. It's called My Sister's Legacy. I grew up in the Caribbean island of Jamaica. It's a beautiful island. The beaches are great. The sunsets are fantastic. I had a very nice childhood. It was my mother, my older sister Karen, and I. Karen was 4 years older than I was. She and I were close. Of course, when I was younger, I annoyed her to no end, but she loved me the same. We migrated to the United States in 1996, but Karen elected to stay back home in Jamaica. She didn't want to leave. She had a son that she wanted to have the same childhood as she did. But I wanted my sister near me, so I pleaded with her. It worked because 2 years later, she migrated to the U.S. She got married shortly after and had two more kids. They were great. Sadly, we rarely saw each other. She was a wife and a mother with very little free time. Life happened. Many years later, her marriage ended. She and her children moved in with me. Although I was supportive of her heartbreak, I was happy to have her. The children and I got along great. I played an important role in their lives. My sister was doing a fine job in raising them. Of course, not forgetting our Caribbean values. One day I walked in my sister's bedroom to see her writhing in pain. She complained of a nagging pain in her abdomen. I know my sister. She has a high tolerance for pain, so I knew something was wrong. She assured me that she had spoken to her primary care doctor on several occasions, and he told her she has an ulcer due to being allergic to spicy foods. Well, being Caribbean, it's not so far-fetched. We love our spicy foods. The pain continued for a few more months. What was causing it? She stopped eating spicy foods. I don't understand. She asked for an exam, but her doctor declined, saying the insurance will not pay for it since she was only 37. Weeks passed and her pains became unbearable. So much that I had to rush her to the hospital. We waited for like 6 hours. I was next to her when the nurse read the result of the blood test. She assured her that everything was fine. She said, "Go back to your doctor because we can't see anything wrong with you." Okay. I thought maybe my fears were getting the better of me. Maybe I was just being paranoid. I felt a bit silly, but I thought, it's better to be safe than sorry, yeah? It wasn't a week later she started throwing up. We went back to the same hospital. They decided to do an intensive exam, run a CT scan on her lower body. Finally, we were getting somewhere. A few days later, I was at work when my mother called me. Karen has stage 4 colon cancer. Bam. I was numb. I kid you not, I was numb. How could that be, I thought. She was healthy. She ate well. We had no history of cancer in the family, dating back to 1800. She was only 37. For God's sakes. Isn't this a disease for older people? I thought. Okay. I was a bit clueless when it comes to that subject, but we had one goal in mind. We had to beat it together. They did an emergency surgery to move the cancer cell. She decided on chemotherapy, but she had to heal from the surgery first. As I said, we were clueless because that significantly lowered her chances because she had to wait weeks until she was properly healed. The waiting was exhausting. We wanted to get her on chemo now so she could start getting better. It wasn't another week until she started chemo. And I tell you, in a matter of weeks, I saw my beautiful sister become a walking skeleton. No joke. She lost so much weight and so rapidly. She went from 125 pounds to 90 pounds in mere weeks. But the oncologist said, oh, she had to go through the worst to get to the better. That's promising, right? Oh, well. So, during the whole ordeal, she had her 38th birthday. We were not in the celebrating mood. We were just thankful we caught the cancer on time, as per the doctor. One morning I got up as usual to go to work. Oh, my mother had come for a surprise visit in the middle of the night. So I knew she was looking after her. I was happy to see my sister beaming to see her mother. But something told me to go check on her. This was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I went into her room. It was dimly lit, and I saw her sleeping peacefully. I smiled. And I guess my mind started to wander. I was watching her. But then I noticed I didn't see her labored breathing. I walked over to her and I felt her forehead. I took a step back. I was so surprised. I've never experienced this in my life. My sister was gone. I was in disbelief. I mustered the strength to call out my mother, who was practically sleeping on the bed next to her. We called the ambulance and they confirmed that she was gone. For a while I played the blame game towards my mother. You slept in the same bed with her. How could you not have heard her dying? That's a silly question. I know. I just didn't know how to react to that. I've never lost anyone so close to me. Perhaps that was just my way of dealing with it. It was not the right thing to say, but yeah, Throughout the whole pain and the whole ordeal, it hit me. Karen waited until her mother came for a visit to depart this world. Perhaps she knew her kids would be in good hands. Or maybe she just needed to know her mother was next to her. I don't know. But that's just my thought. And it was a beautiful thought. So, anyway, she's not in any pain anymore. She's gone. Karen died 2 months after her cancer diagnosis. It was totally unexpected. I don't know. It was hard to deal with, but we know we have our legacy here with us. We will continue to raise them as she would if she was here. Well, they're big kids now. The two boys are in college and the girl is in high school. They're doing great in school. Actually, they encouraged me to go back to school. We are so proud of them every day. We're thankful for the legacy she left us.